Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Solem's Base Hunter. This is a legend deck. I believe they went 14 and 2 to hit legend, 88% win rate in 100 minutes or less. I mean, this is very classic Face Hunter stuff. You know, trying to get legend as quick as possible, get those quick games in, get that quick legend, then you can mess around for the rest of the month. And this deck here uses a couple of new tools from Rastakhan's Rumble. It's actually very similar to the Sexy Nerd deck that we played last week. We had a lot of success with that, so I'm really keen to see what a couple of slight changes in the deck can do. So the main strength of these, like Face Hunter, Aggro Hunter, these types of things, especially in Rastakhan's Rumble era, is we have a massive 1 and 2 punch. We've got these awesome 1-drops, Diamol, Jeweled Macaw and Springpaw. Springpaw not the greatest on turn 1, but Jeweled Macaw and Diamol both great, particularly Diamol if your opponent is on some kind of aggressive deck. It's one of the best 1-drops you can have. And we follow up into these awesome 2-drops of Crackling Razormaw and Headhunter's Hatchet. Crackling Razormaw coming down, adapting one of your beasts, maybe allowing you to put a bit more pressure on there, just building the board quite well. Really, and we've also got Headhunter's Hatchet, which against those aggressive decks, any deck that's trying to get board control, you know, Odd Paladin, anything like that, any deck that's trying to get board control in the early game, Headhunter's Hatchet really demolishes them. You know, getting to kill 3 things for your 1 thing, getting that immediate value as it comes out is absolutely huge. So we really just want to go 1-drop into awesome 2-drop and kind of use that advantage to hopefully get a lot more face damage in and set ourselves up so that when we do start dropping these 3 and 4 drops, you know, the scene is all clear for us. Speaking of 3 and 4 drops, we've also got Scavenging Hyena on 2. On the 3s, we've got 2 Animal Companions, 2 Bear Sharks, 2 Kill Commands, 2 Unleash the Hounds. Unleash the Hounds goes very well with Scavenging Hyena. And just a 1 Eaglehorn Bow here. Obviously, we have the Headhunter's Hatchets, and the Hatchets can stick around for a while because of that 3 durability if we do have a beast. So I totally understand cutting down to 1 Eaglehorn Bow. Sexy Nerd did the exact same thing. The real question is, do we want to cut down to 0, or do we think that this is kind of the right number of weapons for the deck, or possibly could we be playing a different weapon? We mentioned Unleash the Hounds and Scavenging Hyena. Kill Command, obviously, to go the face. Bear Shark combines very well with the Hound Masters that we have on 4 to go along with Flanking Strike, just another great board control tool. And the main difference between this deck and Sexy Nerd's deck is, rather than the Bittertide Hydras up the top here, we've actually got Baited Arrows. So Bittertide Hydra, it went so-so in the games that we played. Definitely some situations where it really didn't matter what it was, we were already dead, but also allowed us to apply a lot of pressure. Because it is such a huge body, and we didn't really see a lot of the disadvantages of it, you know, getting tacked into by a million Silverhand recruits or something like that. But I think Baited Arrow is totally reasonable, gives us a little bit of extra reach, as this can go face, but if we ever do Baited Arrow and get the 5/5 Devil's Oar off, it's huge, and having that alongside Flanking Strike could give us a lot of advantage against a lot of other mid-range type decks. And lastly, we've got the Tundra Rhinos and the Deathstalker Rexar here. Tundra Rhino, I think, is the most suspect card. I think that's the card that we're going to be scrutinizing the most, because the last time we played it, it just didn't really feel very good. Didn't really feel like it was doing too much, and there's plenty of space in this deck for potentially more 4-drops or a different 5-drop, you know, Bittertide Hydra or something like that, or other tools. So I'll be keeping an eye on the Tundra Rhinos, on the Eaglehorn Bow. Other than that, we're just going to be trying to slam some minions into our opponent's face and take them from 30 to 0. So let's go. Okay, here in the Hunter Mirror, I think we'll keep the Crackling Razormaw. Send 3 back. I think we're pretty likely to hit a 1. There we go. Now the question is, does our opponent have a 1? And which one do they have? They do not have a 1. So maybe that's a bit more indicative of Spell Hunter. Or Death Rattle Hunter. Yes. especially with our opponent not having the coin. They can't coin flanking strike this. So, I'd say their best answer is like a kill command here or Eaglehorn Bow. But Eaglehorn Bow, they still take the extra 3 damage. Flare. Flare Hunter's Mark. It's kind of goofy. Animal Companion or Razormaw. I think we just want to maximize our like mana efficiency. Though if we hit Wind Fury, no, I think we'll. Ugh. I mean, that's good, but also very bad if our opponent has an explosive trap in the works. No, hounds. Ice spiders. Big as hounds. I think we'll go for the Tundra Rhino here. It is potentially a little bit less damage than playing the Razormaw, but as we kind of saw, the Tundra Rhino, some people can just way overreact to it. Witchwood Grizzly. So we can flanking strike. Guess we can just go like kill command Razormaw. I think we want to go to the dome with this, so I think we'll go with the flanking strike and a spring paw maybe. Set ourselves up to get him with the kill command. Make sure our board is a little bit more built. Got it. Yeah, a bit of a weird start for our opponent. They didn't have anything reactive. That flare looked a bit awkward as well. I wonder if they kept that in the Hunter mirror, thinking that we might be basically any other variation of Hunter. Interesting. GG's. Well.
Might of the elves.
Okay, once again we've got that 1-2. Sending these back, see if we can get a bit more of a curve. Diamol, especially in the Rogue matchup, is very important because it doesn't get daggered down, and on the coin that's really important. Is still vulnerable to backstabs, is still vulnerable to everything else that a 1-drop is usually vulnerable to. But Diamol with just that extra resilience, your opponent doesn't get to kill it for free. This Bear Shark's a good draw actually, because we can, if our opponent kills this Diamol, maybe they.
Look, you shiny.
Okay. Show me Divine Shield. So we are against the Kingsbane Rogue. I think this matchup will be entirely decided on whether our opponent gets the lifesteal enchantment within the first 5-6 turns.
So many options.
We do want to be wary of, like, maybe Blade Flurry. That's deadly poison. Okay. Huffer. That's a very good one to get. In the games that our opponent doesn't have the lifesteal. Oh, was it off the top? Yeah, now things are a bit more uphill. Oof. I mean, hopefully they don't have any more buffs, but I think that's a pretty it's a bit of a pipe dream at this stage. Ugh. Yep. Tell you what though, folks, really excited for the old Kingsbane Rogue to rotate out of standard. I think maybe from a historical point of view, just the last 2 years of Rogue has been marred by some unfortunate decks. Yeah, people often being annoyed at Kingsbane Rogue, people being annoyed at Quest Rogue. That lifesteal was just so on point. Is this an Elven Minstrel? Cut them.
What to do?
So if I take Wind Fury here, that hits for, we can make it 10, 11. Or we take plus attack is 6, 7, 8, 9. It's still not enough, so I think we'll go with Wind Fury. Our opponents are 1, they can gain 6, especially if they attack face, but if they attack face, they're leaving something else up. So they can go to 7, and we have 5. So they could, if they can kill all 3 of these, they can leave the Jeweled Macaw up. Why doesn't that happen whenever we play Hook Tusk? What are the chances that they can't get their Kingsbane back next turn? It's like super slim, right? That they can't. Miss Kennedy, what is going on? We're playing some Face Hunter, and we've got an interesting predicament. We can either fire off the baited arrow to kill one of these dorks, and hero power, put our opponent to 5, have a 5/5 in play that will get killed by this Captain Hook Tusk, save our Tundra Rhino to combine with something else on the next turn, or we can play Tundra Rhino right now to do face damage and ping the face, and then hope that we can get our opponent with the baited arrow next turn.
What to do?
I'm just unsure. I'm really unsure. They have played a Shiny Finder, they played a Raiding Party. I mean, at least they're doing this without having a Kingsbane in play. That's a very good draw.
The eternal hunt has begun.
Is Rexar gonna save the day again? Destroy a pirate, you say? Take the Divine Shield because it's tougher to attack into. They can't gain life from it if they do draw the Kingsbane.
Look! You shinies!
I dare you to play a pirate too. Still don't think we are favoured at this point. Like, this Kingsbane just has so much attack.
There once was a man.
That's not a pirate. But yeah, we're playing some Face Hunter, Miss Kennedy. It's a very similar list to the Sexy Nerd list we played last week. With the biggest change, the main change being cutting 2 Bitter Tide Hydras for 2 baited arrows. This actually makes it significantly more budget. I think we're definitely doing that. Munch.
Easy.
I don't get the lifesteal off that. But they do get an 8/5 weapon.
Undead, tell no tales.
9/5 weapon. A 10/5 weapon. We're on 7, our opponent's on 30. Can Rexar save us? It seems unlikely. Seems incredibly unlikely. So there's no winning it on fatigue against Kingsbane. We're definitely not doing that. Never ever doing that. It's okay. Maybe our opponent won't kill any of our minions. And we'll get to play 3 of these. That's gotta be a lot of damage, right? Right? Alright. Alright. Okay. Let's get out of here. Yeah, it's exactly what we said right at the start there, where I think this matchup's really dictated on how quickly they can hit the lifesteal. The lifesteal on the weapon buff. And they got it early. And exactly what happened. So, GG's, well played. Alright, up against the Druid here. This looks like maybe a 1-2-3 that we can keep. Problem with Scavenging Hyena is it dies to Wrath and Spellstone and stuff. But I guess it's fine. Like, we could send back the Hyena and hope to get a better 2, or we could send back both and hope to get a better 2, but unless it's like specifically Crackling Razor Maw, I don't think we're going to find a better 2. Because in this matchup, the Headhunter's Hatchet doesn't really represent a lot. Can maybe help us trade into like an Ironwood Golem or something like that. On the topic of colorblindness, is there anything on Hearthstone that is trickier for you to work with? Telling the classes which cards a given class belongs to. That's the most difficult thing. Overwatch has a new colorblind mode that's quite interesting and inclusive. How long ago did they introduce it? The last time I played Overwatch was maybe 6 to 12 months ago. And, well, at least it's the Wrath. Happy to make our opponent use the non-cycling mode on Wrath. Yeah, I played Overwatch maybe 6 to 12 months ago, and I tinkered with the colorblind settings they had at the time. And, they were good, but in order to find ones that really worked for me, I had to do a lot of tinkering, and it was like everything would be fine except the characters would have like orange skin or something like that. So do we drop the Houndmaster buff on the Misha or the Diamol?
What to do?
Really just depends on how we want to distribute stats. Like, if we put it over here, then we end up with a 3-2 and a 4-1. As opposed to a 1-3 and a 6-3. There's the other Golem. So we can trade the Houndmaster in and go for a baited arrow. We can flanking strike. We're better off going for the baited arrow then. Or we could go for Animal Companion. I mean, we could just trade in here. Like Bear Shark. Hero Power. Go for the baited arrow because it's most mana efficient. And getting some big bodies out here could be pretty good, especially if our opponent hasn't had a Nourish yet. Nourish kind of off cue. Nourish for cards as well. Very interesting. But yeah, so how's this new Overwatch colorblind mode? We like that. Leok with Springpaw. He's pretty good, especially, I don't know, we haven't been seeing a lot of spreading plagues this expansion, to be honest, so now's about time for one. Now you got me. I don't know how long ago it was, but they updated it some time ago with more customizable colors, intensity, different kinds of presets, and different types of color blindness. That's really good. That's really interesting. I might have to check it out, because it was kind of frustrating playing with like goofy colors. Do we maybe go for Scavenging Hyenas and then a couple of Spring Paws this turn? Build another giant boy. It doesn't make trading any easier though, I don't think. I guess we can use 2 of them and a Diamol and this. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Oh, we could have done the Headhunter's Hatchet instead.
Now.
I guess we'll just do the Hatchet now. Maybe there was a line where we could have just done 1 Spring Paw in the Headhunter's Hatchet. Can't see a way out of this for our opponent other than like, I don't know, Poison Seats, that kind of stuff, unless it's specifically like a bunch of Spellstones right now and Wraths, like Spellstone, Wrath, Hero Power, attack here. No, Spellstone, Naturalize, Hero Power.
A tangled web.
But yeah, I always appreciate when there's a lot of very deep colorblind modes in games.
You win. I can rest now.
Got him. That's good. Yeah, weird that our opponent had to nourish for cards there. I'm wondering if there were maybe some kind of like taunt Druid who, you know, they were holding like Hadronox or Master O-Card or something like that, and they just had that decision of like, well, do I go for Nourish and then maybe don't have an 8-drop? Or no, because they'd been nourishing to 8 and then 9 on the next turn. So maybe they just didn't have a 9 or an 8 that protected the board. Interesting stuff. GG's. Okay, we are here with Solem's Face Hunter. We had a couple of really good games there. A fantastic deck for those of you who are looking to climb ladder really fast, particularly. Also a great budget deck, especially with the changes cutting the Bittertide Hydras. That's 2 epics that you no longer have to play, and these baited arrows you can pick up. You've probably got 2 sitting in your collection right now, so if you are looking for a pretty budget-focused deck, this is a really good one. You can even cut the Eaglehorn bows if you don't have them to get some more commons in here. Rexar is the only legendary. You certainly don't have to have it. You can replace this with something like a Savannah High main, some other large thing, but Rexar does win you so many games, or gives you a shot in a lot of games that you otherwise wouldn't have. No real opinions on whether Baited Arrow is better than the Bittertide Hydra, or we actually didn't see this Eaglehorn bow in any of our games, so but that being said, the less matchups that I'm seeing with like minions, particularly mid-rangey minions, with a lot of these hunters being spell hunters now, I'm seeing less and less reason for the Eaglehorn bow, because Headhunter's Hatchet usually covers a lot of the ground that the Eaglehorn bow does. Moogie Paints now hosting with the 1 viewers. Thank you so much, lovely. But yeah, I think there's still a lot of exploration to be done with Face Hunter, but it's just in a really good spot right now, so I definitely recommend this to anyone out there. If you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Jump over there, check everything out, and until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and spring some paws. Bye! I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.